What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another video. And as you can see from the thumbnail and the title of this video, this is an update to the Amandagonzales case. I made a video previously about this, about this person who was charged back in February. Go back and check that video because, you know, this case, some of y'all might be asking, what do you care about a random ass case? Well, in that other video, I explained how I was there the night of this this murder, or I guess you could say, the night of the incident, I'm gonna say, you know what I mean? There was a murder, but you know, I didn't do this shit. Y'all can go back and check out the whole video. It's a story that I had never told nobody, but maybe one or two people. And I gave y'all the reasons why. I go into full detail. Go check out that story. This is just an update on the Amandagonzales case. You know, I don't know if I mentioned it in the other story because I rarely go back and watch my old videos, but the FBI called my phone about this case. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get into that in a second, but before I get into anything, man, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Now, I have the printout of what's going on. This was Amandagonzales right here. She looks exactly like that when I knew her. This is the gentleman that's been charged with her, and I will get into more about him here in a second after I read this as well. It says, just to bring y'all up to speed on what happened in the case. Amandagonzales was found murdered in her barracks room at a U.S. Army base, which is Fliegerhorst, where we were stationed in Hanau, Germany, in 2001. She was 19 years old. I think I was 18 or 19 years old, same, and she was 4 months pregnant at the time. This guy who was pictured, Shannon Wilkerson, of Florida, was arrested and charged with the murder. That was back in February. All right, it says jury selection. Now, this is the update, began last Monday in Pensacola for the murder, who was arrested in February 2023 for the murder of her 22 years ago at the overseas military base, which again was Fliegerhorst, where we was at. I stayed in the middle barracks. She stayed in the barracks at the very end of 5 barracks. He's 42, same age range as us and what she would have been. So he was arrested in February and charged with first-degree murder. According to court documents, he is accused of being responsible for the death of 19-year-old Amandagonzales on November 3rd, 2001, which was a Monday. Because if you go back to the video, I told you what happened that night, and it was on a Saturday. And I went to the club, and I give y'all the whole breakdown of everything. So go back and watch that video. I might even put it in the comments here so y'all can get up to date. It's a crazy story, man. The FBI reported, didn't I just tell y'all that the FBI called my phone about this? The FBI reported that Gonzales was 4 months pregnant at the time of her death. They were both members of the armed forces, 2001. He was 21 at the time, was discharged from the Army in 2004. He returned to Florida, where since then he had opened up fitness center and became the manager of a racetrack in Florida. He's charged under the Military Extraterritorial Jurisdiction Act, which gives the U.S. federal courts jurisdiction over crimes committed outside the United States by former members of the military who are no longer subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice, the UCMJ. If convicted of first-degree murder, Wilkerson faces maximum penalty of life in prison. He pleaded not guilty in 2023, which was February. The FBI, the Air Force's Office of Special Investigations, and the Army CID, which is the Criminal Investigation Division, investigated this case. And the trial attorney, Patrick Jaspers of the Criminal Division, Human Rights and Special Prosecution Section, and Assistant U.S. Attorney David Goldberg of the Northern District of Florida are prosecuting this case. Now, here's more to the update, right? Since I made that video. Okay, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in this video prior, but I had reached out. I had an incident in Hawaii. Well, obviously, the incident in Hawaii you know, it was null and void now because this guy has been charged with the murder. And if you know anything about the FBI, they will bide their time, and they got plenty of money and resources to wait and chill until they get all the evidence. But when the FBI comes, kind of like with the Diddy shit, they're not coming for nothing. They have a 90 something, like a 98% conviction rating. So when the FBI comes for you, bruh, they coming, and they probably got some evidence. So, you know, like I said in the video prior, I'm gonna get into that in a second. Okay, I'll get into that in a second. But so when I was in Hawaii, I don't know if I told this part of the story, or I might have alluded to it, or just gave y'all a broken little piece of it. I had an Uber driver, and this dude just knew way too much about the motherfucking case, like shit that I didn't even have to say. But of course he was stationed there too. But my feeling is that this was the guy who got her pregnant, not the person who killed her, but probably the person who got her pregnant and was cleared of it and moved to Hawaii. And he told me that that was his last duty station, was in Hawaii, and he just stayed there. And the timeline that he was giving me in the conversation was just adding up to him possibly being the person that had gotten her pregnant. Okay, so I think that that's who that was. All right, so I had reached out to one of her friends that I always knew that she was with, and I told her about it, and she was like, you know, and I'm like, what do you think? Like, and I showed her the picture because I wanted her to see if like this was the dude that she was with. And, you know, of course, 20 something years have passed. I look different. This nigga looks different. You know, who knows how she would have looked by now. But, you know, she ended up giving that information to the girl's family. So the girl's family hit me on Facebook, right? And was like, hey, you know, we heard that you got some information about my sister's case. So I was like, you know, I ain't finna talk about that shit on Facebook. Like, hit my number. I gave her my phone number. And when I gave her my phone number, it just said red. So maybe like, I bullshit y'all not, like 2 weeks later, maybe like a week later, the FBI called my phone, bro. Like the FBI called my phone and was like, hey, is this such and such? And I'm like, yeah, this is me. They were like, hey, we heard that you got some information about a case. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, this is such and such from the FBI, and we heard that you got information about this case right here. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, yeah, well, you wrote back and gave the sister the phone number. I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Mind you, I'm out the streets. So technically I'm a civilian now. This was like 3 years after I moved to Hawaii. This is probably like 2 years, like during the pandemic. It was like 2020, maybe 2021, right? That this FBI agent called me. But he started getting stupid with me, like, hey, don't make me come over there and pretty much force you to tell me what you know. And I'm like, hey, check this out, bruh. Do what you gotta do. Get it back in blood. And I hung up on his ass. You know what I'm saying? And longer story short, that was like 2020, 2021. I haven't heard from them since, right? Now, since then, I have gone on to make a Facebook or a YouTube video about this case once this person got charged, all right? And like I said, I had never told that story before and I give you all the reasons why in the video. And, you know, and I also, like, go back and watch that video and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Now, like I said, the FBI called my phone about this case. I brushed their ass off, never heard from them again. Cool. I wasn't going to tell them shit anyway. Like, even if I did tell the story that I told on YouTube, I would never get into court, even though I'm not in the streets no more and nothing like that. I'm still not going to get into court and raise my hand and be like, yeah, and repeat everything that I said in YouTube video. Like, bruh, I could have got on here and made up anything on YouTube would be my defense to any of that if I was ever subpoenaed for anything, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the FBI, they already got enough evidence to arrest this guy, obviously, right? Now, here goes another update, right? Since I made that video, I shared it in a few groups and asked, you know, just for some feedback of people who were, you know, they got Facebook groups of that base and the surrounding areas and shit like that. And people were like, man, that's crazy. Like, that's a crazy ass story. So what I was asking was, hey man, this dude right here is in his 40s. Like, I look different than I looked in my teens, early 20s. Can somebody send me a picture of what this dude looked like in the Army, so I can think, is this the guy that I seen that night when I came out of the barracks room from her barracks? Go back and watch the story. They sent me the picture, right? It was this dude. It was the same dude. This is the same dude. When they sent me the Army picture of him, how he looked in the Army, that was the same exact dude that I was talking about in that video. Now, I'm not finna say he's guilty. I'm not putting that on nobody. Let the FBI do their job. But what I can confirm is that the night that I walked out that barracks door and I seen who I seen, it was the same guy. Now, that just happens to be this same person. I'm not saying that he did the shit, but I'm saying that that closed the case, not case, but that closed like any speculation I had in my head. Was this the same guy that I seen all those years ago? And when they sent me the picture of him, how he looked in the Army, I'm not sure if I even got that shit still. I was like, you know what? That is that same fucking dude. I didn't make a follow-up video saying yeah or nothing like that. I'm telling y'all now that they're already starting this trial. But again, they could watch this video today. I wouldn't oblige to no subpoenas or nothing like that, but I'm not finna get on the stand and do nothing. Matter of fact, this is all alleged, my nigga. This video and the last video I made is all alleged. Like I said, I could have made the shit up. You feel me? Even though I'm not a liar, I try to give my subscribers everything truthfully from my point of view perspective. This is the same guy that they showed me the picture of, who was in the Army at the time, who I seen that night. Now, again, I was there that night too. So, you know, it's all speculatory. It's all alleged. It's all everything. Until this dude has been convicted in a court of law, hey man, it's all speculation. You feel me? The only thing that we do know is that a young lady lost her life that night who was pregnant, and it's sad. And I knew this girl personally. If y'all go back and watch the video, I knew her personally. And you know, when people say, I hate when people say, man, I don't want to see nobody in jail. I don't want to see nobody in jail. Yeah, that's a real street mentality, you know, but I honestly don't buy into that. I believe certain people do need to be in jail. Rapists, child molesters, people who commit stupid ass crimes like going and shooting up schools and malls and shit like that. You know, shit, people like that need to be some fucking where. They don't need to be on the street. Like, death is too easy for them, you know what I'm saying? But this dude kind of falls in the category if he's guilty of killing a pregnant woman because, you know, maybe he was mad that she had moved on and got pregnant by somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But I do remember this dude, and I told y'all the instances the run-ins that I had with him. And, you know, if he's guilty, he's guilty. He's going to get what he deserves. If he's not guilty, then hey, it'll be proven in trial, and he'll go back to living his life. And it's just too bad that he had to go through this. But anyways, man, that's an update on the Amandagonzales case. This guy, Shannon Wilkerson, has been charged with her murder, and they have already started jury selection. I will keep y'all posted on the update on what happens when they reach a verdict. And yeah, that's it, man. It's your boy Sack the King. Go back and watch that video. It's a crazy story. It's one that I had never told up until this point on YouTube. Go check it out. I'm gonna pin it in the comments. It's your boy Sack the King. Subscribe below, man. I'm giving away $300 to a random subscriber, man. So we almost there. Once I reach 1,000, I'm gonna give away $300 to a random subscriber. So hit that subscribe button, man. And again, rest in peace to Amandagonzales. King.